Hi, this is Lisa Guthrie, members Bloods and Zetas at this location, Aurora DSC, and boasting they were using illegal surveillance. And one of the statements by she doesn't need motion, blah, blah, blah. So you've got a bunch of to portray themselves as investigators, including Dr. Jaffe, and people hanging out in the allegedly empty general room. And Jaffe is here today, and so that's significant. This is a day a lot happened. Oh, excuse me, Thursday. Thursday. I got Wednesday. Sorry, Thursday, because I call it. I'm not prescient because Wednesdays and Thursdays are high threat days. Sometimes it's a high. Must be Wednesday. So it's Wednesdays, and also Dr. Jaffe's here illegally, and he's to see other people in the building on Wednesdays. But he's here in the wall illegally today. I am not kidding. A doctor that smokes crack. His sons also terrorized me. Bloods and Zetas, full theft, and desperate before the end. The identity of people, they can get their to the third. That's when a lot of people are paid pretty much off and on for 13. And also, this is a different building. Obviously, lived here for 13 years because they're on meth. They're all high on meth and crack, and they're drunks. So it's making them very brash in their thinks that he can either Jaffe terrorize me, but it's not just very much involved in sneaking around. His name is Officer Bobby. So just trying to collect my thoughts, and a lot of things are going on. I'm keeping out. Jaffe's son will pretend that they are policemen, and they might be said where allegedly now it could last all fingerprints. So I was burned, and so these are my dots. So obvious quote double will be scratched with glass. And these are glass scratches. Every part of my I could put they put glass on of the public. So they'll put it in private and public. Then our best friend at work might forced to pour glass on your or your shirt, and there you go. And glass transfers. Sorry, I haven't had my coffee yet, so I'm not as succinct as podcast because this is a dangerous day. Wednesdays, Thursdays, Sundays, a lot of days have been patterns. There are a lot of patterns to gang members' crime, including before the end of the month or around the end of the beginning of the month. Also, I've noticed they're into the profane, so doing something evil on a Sunday and then pretending they're Satanist mentality. Also, Sunday is more deserved. They like to act at night sometimes, or 3 in the morning before anybody's really up and around. Sometimes whole organs. A couple security guards that are here illegally are from the one arguing with me. He was skulking around, and he will hang out in the janitor's room, and then the management and Jaffe will pretend you're crazy. They also pretended I was crazy about a mic in the corner, which it's almost a corner, and it became such a problem. The people from the microphone company, so they can listen on two sides. They don't good at it. Maybe they'll make, and I could hear their rooms all meant for me to do that, because that way they could sit, but then they could terrorize me. So it was no way to avoid me hearing, hear everything they were saying, pretty much, in their apartments, which gave well I've experienced. I get it. And NATO countries, again, they threatened England and Ireland. And yesterday, sometimes it's Scotland. Those happen to be some of my favorite countries. Really, actually took the fall with 16 years ago, and they put a curse on me and chakras and brain. Well, if you don't want to listen to that, just listen to information about. And so these people are also on. They're on 10 missing Europeans and British people, including Dr. Jaffe and Bobby. Officer Bobby has supplied guns to people. Officer Bob, a couple black Nazis in the shack were behind the shower. They accessed pipes in order to put chemicals or to do other things like guns. One of the, you heard someone just now, one of the black Nazis in the janitor's room, a black Nazi, people usually, let's say, if I vibrate. One day I was almost run over about times by car, so I think walking to have a camera, and I'll have it strapped to me. Now these people have threatened me or police and pretends I'm a shoplifter, call the police. Now, using threats and equipment on a little blurb about smartphones. So you could buy the best recording cell phone. It is a smartphone. You're not going to want to pick up or cancel out if you're like trying even ghost hunting. By the way, so it's not good for recording. I just thought I'd say that. But anyway, so the other threats people have, and they've tried prostitution, human slavery, rape, day-to-day people who will get thousands and then every day of to harm you. So some even go off to other states. One, your lives, big deal. It's not really that big of a deal. Well, you could even broadcast them. Erosion down my water, which is terrible for the environment. Radiation, and they've all small this over and over. The numbers, real and fake medical, the judicial system, or even blowing off or threatening me will and through the door or so it's nothing for them to come through the floor of the wall and not for you, obviously if it's you, the victim, and it's not a big deal to fix something. And plus these people are getting government grants, and so I don't even know which money is which. One's getting $10 of building equipment, whole apartment, $100 worth of $1,000 grant. That's not that much money if there's a victim and a cover up. Which by all the crimes committed here, it's even more. There's a lot of money not declared by the people who join the gangs who live in low-income buildings. So there's a lot of money that's hidden, like just basically, but extra that month. And they didn't declare it to the office. No, or nice in America anyway. And if you want to believe in etc., they've repeatedly pulled my head. Why would they do that? Well, they're horrific gremlins after you feed them after midnight. They actually, it's to them, and also they feel that they're constant victim if they ejaculate into the water. And his son having ejaculated into my water and poured down chemicals. And somebody's will absolutely follow, like it's, let's say it's a dirty bomb. Why would whites and other black Nazis? Well, there's a huge money trail and prop the bums over and over. Just use an EN field and it's horizontal. It was gold. And it causes head injuries. They want to make everyone dumb so they can control them. It's not the real government doing that. It's black Nazis and other subversive groups. They want to take brains out of people, as in real brains, so that they have you stupid. What better to make a black Nazi? What better way to make so constantly the 80 IQ morons constantly playing about my he lived in a low income building. Oh, all gross decayed zombies. They were dead. A laundry appointment, and I have to watch the water because they will see. You might have a psycho even if you're in a nice building or these things to walk around. If you think of someone playing marriage and then times with their alleged not legal, it's another for rape and even murder and identity theft. And see what the gang members want to do, including Dr. Jaffe and Officer Bobby. They want scum to come into your apartment or your house and organs trade. They might even try to have you today. One of the black Nazis was threatening me, very dangerous, including the hospitals and the clinics. And it's full of Asian street gangs. And he was threatening me. You have dubbed women who go to the University of Washington and they're paid, to display their vagina or their breasts or something, and they're paid a bit. There's one person I know I have meant even more saying something about you're going to and then one of the bums is just of your ball. Excuse me. Sorry, I had to whisper that. Actually, I'm not going to obey anything you betterly obey. Universes have reversal. He's acting like he's king of the universe. And see, Satan wanted retard everything. And they are. They're destroying everything. So, he said, I have to keep my stuff. I keep very little in here, by the way. They're telling the stories in on property thefts and or the rest of the Zetas. They're playing You Will Obey Your Ball. Them fully. Who? The so-called master of my ball. The bumps keep hurting my head. And they just took back. They keep taking. You don't want those shots. Use them on you. They're muttering shit constantly, and I keep patience 15 years ago. But Satan gets muttering and doesn't make any sense. Then you know what I'm talking. And he opened up in the channel. They're playing, and he's playing with your head. Excuse me, I have to curse them. And they're using a lot of EN energy. Easy energy. They had a horizontal energy. The Bible's enemies. Interestingly enough, the black Nazis, by the way, are very anti-Semitic, and they like Hebrews. When you see a you need to wonder, see them calling themselves Hebrew, and they're espousing ideals of hatred too. And they ask what people they're there to destroy and take whites, and those are in the property, the money, the drugs, the perks. Some of those perks are intangible, including power or so yeah, it might be a tangible ticket. Maybe you're slipped through without a ticket. And I am being tortured. And then you're raped, and then they'll portray you as a whore. They'll also use the illegal video that you're at false relationship with. That's how the Satanists are part of the group mentality. They're very cult-like and forced to rape 3 years, and they have my hands cut off. So these people are in on snuff movies. What they did, this kind of thing often culminates in the life of a human being, animals as well, too. And these people are in on animal sacrifice, and then they will also, and it's a documentary before then, and political prisoner. Oh, it's Satan. They cursed me and pretended I was Satan. The reason I would fall with Satan, like they did, sinful people, and they chose even. They're all where the guy was opening his door. They are trying to use superpowers. One of them was taunting me. He was rape you, and they're playing hired you. And so that's another game. They'll do it in the spirit world, and they'll do it in the visible world. Aid you to steal from you or harm you, including to have you in under illegal surveillance. The fire department's involved. So anyway, they'll some sort of military, fake and real. They government, judicial, I said this before, but it's the truth. Like carpentry a lot, because then they could break in and fix it all up. They love medical and science, fake and real. Proctored. Dr. Jaffe's definitely involved. There are other dirty cops. They've been threatening me with heroin lately, and which is a hot bed. It's not in Brooklyn. It's in Seattle, Washington. I forget the true address. Parking lot, kind of from 50th. So it's on the opposite side. So it's like 40. It looks close to 50th, but it's like 40 or 48. I think it is. It's not actually 50th. So because the Brooklyn Safeway in the U District, which is past Jack in the Box, and it's sort of across from University Heights, the school. It's a hotbed of Bloods, Zetas, and Asian street gangs. And there are several people involved that work at Safeway, quite a few that are Bloods and Zetas, and particularly involved with crime there, including injecting people. And it's not a surprise because they were also programmed by black Nazis and other scum, such as the heroin addicts, the junkies, and the drug, like even your potheads. Would you want them programming people, like people who never mentally grew up and they're ignorant and all they do is pot? Yeah, people like all photographed. And my on duty when the rape threats are happening. So I just showed a creep who's on duty, and he's a fat ass at 10507. So that's definitely involved in rape threats, etc. And other, and I showed him, I should show him because I'm at 105 North, Seattle, Washington, 98133. And he just referred to me as Sue Face. the other gang members put glass in my apartment, and he is involved with Bobby of the precinct, and officer also made an order that I would be sprinkled wherever I go with glass. These are glass scrapings from possessions. And so you can imagine, even if you're out and someone throws even 10 grains of glass on you, you have significant scarring and scratching. This is from my water. Oh, the bum just played Soviets have a double. It might be Jaffe. So that voice is Dr. Jaffe, one of them possibly. Even if it's not Dr. Jaffe, this is a janitor's room. It's not an apartment. Bum is playing all day. You stay in your room, threatening you with captivity. You're not going to tell me what to do, you ugly fucking bitch. You're acting illegally. You're a shit ass that sits in a wall getting fellatio while you smoke crack. You're a fucking bitch in with dirty cops and dirty security retards from the Pike Place Market that are here illegally. They don't have any power over me, you ugly bitch, and neither do a bunch of retards in the building pretending they're cops. So what these gang members like to do, including people like Dr. Jaffe or like that freak that works here, they'll pretend that their friends and buddies are cops, even if it's some old retard that pisses himself. Hi, this is Lisa Guthrie, North Seattle, Washington, 9813. And Reject was talking violently about my. He's a blood. He thinks he's very sophisticated. Thinks they're sophisticated. The ugly old man. You can't believe criminal starvation, torture, amputation, a large in the caramel bugs, and they need to be stopped, along with the Bloods and the Zetas and the rest of our gang members hiding back there in the janitor's room illegally. And so they're mad because they used to be able to try to threaten me when I had groceries. Now I don't buy anything significant. It's mostly, I have some peanut butter jelly, and then every night I do the same thing at Brooklyn Safeway, even though I'm threatened and people have sprinkled me with glass unbelievably. I usually buy protein, and I'm interrupting myself, but the Nazi bomb talking about Harborview. The Nazis and the other scumbags in Bloods and Zetas to power over people, and one way they could have power to commit illegal operations. And how better to make an ugly spastic male look smart than to make someone else look dumb. And that's what the black, and he's talking about the devil. And the black Nazis aren't in the U.S. anymore because they fell with Satan, and they were programmed by the zombies, such as the black Nazi maggot moron. There's another, like he has an authority. Retardo, shut up. Am I afraid of these bastards? No. They're all zombies. It's like the Blair Witch Project, freaks, in the movie, or other. They're all freaks. All freaks. They're all retarded. And how better to make your enemy look bad than to make them retarded? Make it so they can't bathe. Make it so they're sick. So these people should have actually been euthanized, as all the gang members should be. And the retardo is going off in a tangent. He's playing and blah, blah. And like I keep saying, you didn't have to fear the moment of a moron like that, dickweed, as much as you do now. But Satan also gave these bastards an intent. So there are other plots too, like one of the freaks was chanting, they're going to be invisible. It's a couple people going by in cars that are in on a kidnapping plot, an assault plot, possibly shooting plot, and these morons at 10507 Aurora Avenue, North Seattle, Washington, 9813, magic to commit crimes. They also think they're going to rule the world like 1,000 of the ugly, and they're pretty much ugly. They do have, and they're all retarded, they also have connections with dirty cops who unbelievably let these bastards think the cops and military government, isn't that hilarious? So, yeah, these bastards are all, they're gone mentally. And that's the American populace. That's just the American populace. And they'd like to make it all like that. How are they making it that way on purpose? Well, they want themselves to survive. They themselves to survive, and everybody else would be gone. But also, they would like to have access to your appearance and kick you out of your body. So, ugly bastard right there would jump into the body of maybe a blonde movie star or something. So he's like the Nazis of World War II, except these have targeted whites and others that they didn't like. And there's a whore playing uterus, and she just took uterine chakra, and she's making a decree. And it's a dirty, smelly fucking whore. Oh, excuse my language, but you know it's a dirty, smelly whore if it's... That's all you have left. Dirty, smelly whores and bums. Retardo bums. And if they don't have a brain, they'll steal it. If they don't have talent, they'll either physically or they'll put surveillance. So, they might have artists they're relying on or scientists. If you're a blood or a Zeta or an Asian street gang member, that's a guarantee that they'll do that. These are all retarded. So that after America, nobody left. They're all retarded. And they're playing Denell. 1026. Try to achieve doubles in the spirit world. Shit like that you just looked at. Be able to see and feel the invisible. So, and not just see it and feel it, but hear it. There's toward chest. Sorry, I was distracted. I'm distracted by the word seal. They like to play seal. These bums are retarded. They like to make decrees up forever. Always. Every Wednesday. For 6 months. I'll have your chakra for X amount of time. Do I respect? Why would I let them do it? I'm finishing my breakfast. A couple yogurts. They're playing Lisa's a demon. 10 years ago, the retarded Satanists put a curse on me, calling me Satan, and they're all retarded Satanists. And they were Satan. They blame every crime on me. And I actually realized something now. You could actually blame the Americans for every crime, including other countries having financial and so-called, mundane methods. I'm going to say. I'm not going to say normal. Paul, and he's making a decree. Fuck off, motherfucker. That's my answer to gang members. You don't treat them with respect. And if you are in a position where you could put them in prison, beat the hell out of them. Beat them. Take a rifle to their teeth, beat them. Kick them in the stomach. Don't let them go to the doctors. Well, basically, that's how they treated innocent people. That's how guilty people should be. Retarded spastics even feel so powerful, even though you really could look at that thing with the lady's legs and say, if he tried to mug me, push him over. Well, one of them gets a weapon or something. If he thinks 20 beat you up word to him, then he's Mr. Big Man. Ooh. That's your average gang member too. Like, I see them all the time. It's like one of them always trying to mug you in the parking lot. So, and then they're quiet. They're afraid. But they have a gun. It's a different situation. It might be like, you're coming with me. I'm still going to be... Why? Because I'm not going to let them take me. I'll roll around. Also, if they take you away, your chance is gone. Note that most places have CCTV on them.
You have a chance. Come on. Retardos on video. So the thing is, these ugly bastards. The thing is, why would they think they could interrupt my broadcast? So they're talking too loudly and threatening and menacing, just like out in public. That's like threatening me. Well, you're going to get broadcast. Threatening me or acting weird. Too friendly is going to. After they've mutilated me. Too friendly, you're suspicious, USA. I know that you are all on an ESP now, and very normal, and they purposely targeted you. I'm playing chest and go ahead and groceries. Got where I'm putting curses on them. So I'm going to end it, send it off. I